Are you a registered male nurse on the verge of quitting? Here's a video on how to reclaim your power and double your net worth in 2025. Here's how you can reclaim your energy, right? And double your net worth in 2025. Let's get right into it. A lot of registered nurses, healthcare professionals, they go through incredibly long hours. Right? As a matter of fact, a recent study came out and said 60% of registered nurses just like you experience burnout once a week. Once a fucking week. Not a month, once a week. So most registered nurses are about to give up once a week. So what do you do to reclaim your worth and double your net worth, double your income in 2025? You must build a personal brand. There's no way a medical professional with licenses that is out here saving the world. You've dedicated years and years and years and years. I didn't drop my fucking pin top. You've dedicated years to be able to serve your community, to serve the world. You've been giving. But what do you get? Barely enough money to survive. Even though they claim it's good money, the amount of hours you have to put in to get this income is not worth it. You know that's true, right? As a matter of fact, nurses are such on the verge of quitting that hospitals every year are spending $9 billion to replace nurses who give up. To replace nurses who say, you know what? This is not for me anymore. I can't do this, right? Incredibly demanding, incredibly exhausting for what, right? To be barely surviving when you can create a personal brand and you can reach millions of people, and that suffering you've put in for the last decade or so, right? Going through school, going through courses, going through university, getting licensed, doing all these things to call yourself, to be proud to call yourself an RN. And now you can take that and display that expertise into the world. When I say personal brand, I'm not saying that you need to become an influencer. No. I know there's a negative connotation to this term, right? You want to become a thought leader. Telehealth is becoming one of the most prominent. Telehealth is becoming one of the most prominent and highest profit margin businesses there are in the world today. You being able to give solutions to problems that people experience. You already know the healthcare system is fucked. Most people don't want to have to go to the hospital to get information. You could be the person that's providing them tips, tricks, information that they can rely on, and your services can serve millions of people without you having to be exhausted every single week fulfilling demands of a hospital, right? That if something happened to you, they had to replace you within a month. So you can create a personal brand and become a thought leader. You can create a personal brand and influence the world. You're not gonna be doing those stupid dances. You're not gonna be doing TikToks, right? You're gonna take the pain points that regular people face. You know a lot of them. If you're a registered nurse, you deal with the problems that people face every single day. I think people in the medical field, especially RNs, you have a tremendous opportunity. You have such expertise that is undeniable. That if you just showed the world what you understood, gave the world feedback, told the world what to do and what not to do, experiencing pain here, do this. Feeling like this might be the reason. You're gonna become a thought leader using personal branding, right? To market yourself so you're not having to rely on the hospital. You're not having to exhaust yourself and damn near give up every single week. That's the beautiful thing about a personal brand, okay? You're gonna take the problems that you already know how to solve, right? You're gonna package it digitally. You're gonna just, that's all. That's all I'm asking you to do. Package your expertise digitally. One of the beautiful things about being a coach myself is that I get to talk to people from all walks of life. I coach men specifically, but I coach men who are doctors. I coach men who are RNs. I coach men who are lawyers. And them building a personal brand has allowed them to reach a clientele that they never had access to just clocking in and clocking out. People want your knowledge. They want your expertise. Right? People are looking for solutions. If you take advantage of telehealth, the hospitals might come after me. They might. I don't think y'all understand how powerful telehealth is. Where you can be the person that every human being that watches your videos or watches your content can come for medical advice. No, you're not a medical doctor, but you're still a registered nurse. You're licensed, right? You understand things that most of the world don't know. And I would argue you probably know quite a bit, or if not as much as a doctor, right? I know I don't want the doctors to come after me, but I think nurses work very closely with doctors. And I'm not saying that doctors aren't knowledgeable, but nurses aren't fucking scrubs. If anything, they spend probably more time with the patients than anything. All right, so that expertise that you gathered up, you can use to solve problems for real people. And they will value this problem solving that you can provide for them by being a thought leader. All right? I've seen not just your field, lawyers build a personal brand, not have to rely on cold outreach to get clients. They can give valuable information out there and attract clients that way. Doctors leveraging telehealth, building a social media brand, building a personal brand, which allows them to not have to rely on the hospital feeding them clients. They can work with the kind of people that they want to work with on their own time. Same thing with registered nurses. Why not you? Why not you? Why not you? Why is everybody taking advantage of social media and not you? Why are people with virtually no skills making millions of dollars a year and you're having to go to the damn hospital and suffer to the point of exhaustion every single week? Why? Why not? I don't understand why people can't sit there and think, if the value that I provide to my company, to my hospital, to my establishment, if they're paying me 6 figures, sometimes even less than that, right? They're paying me this amount of money. What could I do if I solve problems directly? How do you go D to C? Direct to consumer, direct to customer. And the beautiful thing about the world is going more digital. Your expertise are required. So the way you do this, you want to take problems you already know how to solve and you want to package them digitally. How can you give tips? How can you give advice? How can you provide solutions? Make it clear that you're a registered nurse. If you're a registered nurse, put that shit in your bio. RN. Give your credentials. Right? Give tips. Tell people what to do and what not to do. And then before you know it, if you can be engaging, if you can be passionate, all you got to do is go and find formats that already work. I guarantee you, a lot of your peers have already figured this out. But maybe for you, they figured it out and they didn't tell you possibly. All you got to do is search a specific term, right, that is familiar with RNs, problem solving when it comes to the medical field, and see what formats are already working. Let me help you. This is easy. You go pick what format's already working. You recreate the videos that are already popular in your own expertise. You can agree, you can disagree with what you see on the internet, you can do whatever you want. Give your own expertise. Let your personality shine. Let your individuality shine. And as you build this brand up, you can start to offer services privately. You can take advantage of telehealth. You can go direct to consumer. You don't have to keep suffering 12-hour days, 5-6 days a week. If sometimes every fucking day, you got turns where you work. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. The suffering you have to put in for the little you get back. But you can change this with a personal brand, right? If you're a registered nurse right now and you want help getting started with this, you gotta be willing to put in some effort. Because it's not gonna be necessarily easy to establish a brand, but you can start to display your expertise online and do it the right way. If you want some help with this, I've had guys who come on my show who are registered nurses. I have doctors in my mentorship. If you're looking to create a personal brand and you're tired of the exhaustion that you're feeling from working, click the link in the chat, description, apply to join the inner circle. Let's see if we're a good fit to work together. You don't have to go make up expertise. If you're a registered nurse right now, you already have expertise. You just gotta display it. You don't gotta go do something from zero. You already know what the fuck you're talking about. All right? So if you want help on how to dominate social media with your expertise, link in the description, pin comments, and let's get you past this point of exhaustion and find that passion again from serving people.